I just want to thank everybody for joining. My name is Erinn Gankosky. I am an independent consultant and area manager with Arbonne, and I am going to tell you a little bit about our Arbonne's 30 Days to Healthy Living program and beyond. This is a program that has been really life-changing for me, so I'm going to share with you a little bit of my story really quick, and then I'm going to go into a little bit of the nuts and bolts about the program and how it can be a help for you. So in 2012, my husband and I got married, and we decided that we wanted to start a family right away. And I thought that that was just going to happen because we decided. And unfortunately for me, that did not happen that way. I struggled to get pregnant, and I actually went to a friend of mine and, said, oh, I have this friend of mine who's having a hard time getting pregnant. And she told me, oh, well, take her to a chiropractor, to open up her hips. And I thought that was kind of silly. But I did it anyway. I just went to a random chiropractor. I literally drove down the street and just picked one out, which in hindsight is probably not the best idea, but that is what I did. And it all worked out. But she said, yeah, I definitely think that you're way too young to be having any issues getting pregnant, but I'm doing this seminar on hormones tonight. You should come. So I came, and it was me and a bunch of other people. And this woman came walking in with an Arbonne bag. And I was so confused because I had been introduced to Arbonne probably about 10 years prior, and had only thought that it was a skincare company. So I'll be honest, I was kind of mad because I thought, did I just get suckered into like a party or something? But what I didn't know in that meantime is that Arbonne had developed this 30 Days to Healthy Living program. So Executive Regional Vice President Kathy Ray was actually the person who was there presenting the 30 Days to Healthy Living program. And I was really blown away by what I learned. And so I stayed after and I talked with her, and, she looked at me and she said, honey, I want you to give me 3 months and I don't want you to worry about getting pregnant. And I thought, you're crazy. I want to be pregnant like yesterday. So I took the information home to my husband, and he said, you know what? You're constantly complaining that you want to lose weight. If that's the worst that happens, what do you have to lose? And I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. So I called her up the next day. I said, you know what? Sign me up for the program. I definitely want to do this. And I got my things a few days later, started the 30 Days to Healthy Living program. And I felt great. The first thing I noticed is that I was sleeping better. I had more energy. My skin was looking really good, and I was losing weight. So all of these benefits that I was just like, this is great. And then the story does have a happy twist because 6 weeks later, I found out I was pregnant with my son. And he is now 2.5 years old, crazy and excitable and just an absolute joy. And along that process as well, I added another one. So my daughter just turned 1. So I have 2 babies that are less than 2 years apart, and all thanks to Arbonne. Now I tell people this right off the bat. I don't claim that it's what got me pregnant, but I do very firmly believe that I was able to clean out my system, give it a restart. And I'm going to talk about those things as I tell you about the program. And that is what enabled me to be able to get pregnant and then be able to get pregnant again. And it's a program that I followed through my pregnancies. I've nursed both my babies, so it's a program that I have done while I've nursed both my babies. I've lost all of the baby weight and an additional 15 pounds on top of that. So I am technically 15 pounds lighter than I was prior to having 2 children. And I know that some people might want to punch me for that, but it really is thanks to this incredible program and how easy and simple it is to just integrate healthy living into your life. So going right into it, what is Arbonne's 30 Days to Healthy Living? So it really is just a jump start on healthy living and a healthy lifestyle. I will tell you that this is not a fad diet. It is not a rapid weight loss diet. So there's no points to count, no, grams or tracking or anything like that. Although if you are somebody that likes to track, you certainly can. Think of it like changing your oil. We do regular maintenance on our cars all the time. Every 3 months or a certain amount of mileage, we go and change our oil in our car to make sure the systems are running correctly. How often do we do that for our bodies? I started thinking of it like that and go, not very often. And very common thinking that is that if you lose weight, you're going to get healthy. When in fact, if you get healthy, the weight is going to take care of itself. Your body will find that happy, healthy point. This program is going to reveal foods that are sabotaging your health. It will reprogram your body and help you efficiently and effectively remove toxins, reset your metabolism, reduce food cravings, renew unhealthy skin. And we're going to get you started on this program. We're going to add you to a private Facebook group where you're going to have tons of support. You're going to get education, you're going to get grocery lists, you're going to get shopping lists for 4 weeks, just a bunch of encouragement, accountability, and education. I mean, that is ideal. So what are the benefits? Obviously, weight loss is a benefit of the program. The average woman loses about 7 to 12 pounds, although I will tell you from personal experience with the many, many people that I have helped in this program, the least amount of weight that people have lost is 7 pounds, and the most was just recently. I had a woman lose 20 pounds in her first 30 days. And the average man, we love them, but they lose more weight than women do. On average, the average man loses about 15 pounds in the program. This is just going to, again, help increase your energy and your focus. So if that brain fog, if you ever suffer from that, I can tell you guys that was something that I lived with forever. I just thought it was normal. I always sort of lived in like this foggy world. And even after 2 kids, I have so much better clarity in just my mind because I'm not bogged down. Resetting that metabolism, reducing the sugar cravings, improving your sleep. If you suffer from any of these things, your body is telling you, I need a detox. So do you get bloated? Do you get anger issues, brain fog, constipation? Do you have brown spots? Do you have headaches? Do you have sugar cravings? Do you have chronic fatigue, depression, allergies, autoimmune, weight gain, type 2 diabetes, PMS? There are tons of things. If you can say yes to any one of those things, then your body really could use a detox. So what are toxins? Toxins in our system is anything that your body doesn't use as energy. And toxins come from food, they come from environment, they come from skincare, hair care, a whole host of things that we don't even think about, that our bodies get bombarded with toxins. So virtually anything that you put in your body, if it's not helping your body, it's probably harming it. You know, we plateau in traditional weight loss programs, and that's because we don't eliminate the toxic influx. When your body is in a toxic overload, your fat cells surround the toxins to keep them safe from entering other parts of your body. So if you decrease the toxic overload in your body, the toxins are going to go away and the fat has no reason to store them. So then therefore the fat cells are going to shrink and the toxins are going to be eliminated. So that is just a beautiful picture of letting everything go in a very healthy way. So our liver is our primary detoxifying organ. And I want to give you a little illustration. Think of your body like a bathtub. And that faucet is constantly running, and that faucet is just bringing in toxins, you know, like I said, of all the things that we get toxins from. And so eventually those toxins are going to clog up the drain, and then the bathtub is going to start to overflow. And what most people do is, instead of unclogging the drain like we should, we grab a mop and start mopping up the floor. So we start treating symptoms instead of getting to that root cause, getting to that drain and cleaning it out. So our program is really going to teach you how to turn down the faucet, so decrease that amount of toxin that you're taking in, reduce the toxins, and unclog the drain so that everything starts to roll through your body smoothly. We're taking that and getting those systems running on all. So our liver, our kidneys, our lungs, our bowels, all of our detoxifying organ, our skin, we want all of that working as our bodies were designed, just like in an oil change. So what you're going to learn in this program is that you're going to learn how to eat clean and what that looks like. What foods that you're going to remove for 30 days that might be causing a negative effect on your body. We're going to help support eliminating organs. Like I mentioned, our kidneys, our liver, our lungs, our bowels, our digestive tract, all of those eliminating organs. We're going to help balance that blood sugar. We're going to increase your nutrient intake, and we're going to show you how to reincorporate those foods back into your diet after 30 days. So not everybody has a gluten intolerance, and not everybody wants to be free of all of the the major things that we're going to eliminate. I will tell you, after this program, there were things that I just chose to keep out of my diet because I felt so much better. But we will show you how to reincorporate those so that we don't clog everything up again. So clean eating, we're really going to focus on eating good, real food. Things like grass-fed beef, things without hormones and antibiotics, free-range chicken and turkey that's not fed grain or hormones or antibiotics, cage-free eggs, wild-caught fish, organic fruits and vegetables. We're going to eat healthy carbohydrates like brown rice and quinoa and sweet potatoes. I'm getting hungry just telling you guys all of this. Healthy fats like olive oil, coconut oil, almond butter, avocados. Like, these are just some of the things that I have in my house all the time now because they're just awesome. And we're just going to remove foods that don't serve you. We need to eliminate foods that are acidic, allergenic, and addictive. Very often the food that you're craving is the food that is having a negative effect on your body. So for me, my number one trigger is sugar. Mama loves her sugar. And I can tell you that when I start craving sugar, I know that it's time for my body to get back in gear, that I need to reset and give myself a good cleaning. So we want to really get those things out. So what are the things that we're looking to eliminate? Well, refined sugar seems to be obvious to most of us, but sometimes it's the hardest thing. The daily intake of sugar causes the body to be in a continual acidic state, and we don't want that. It really leaches the body of precious vitamins and minerals, and it can even cause wrinkles. Sugar causes wrinkles, but it's so sweet. How can it do that? But sugar increases the insulin, and insulin increases fat storage in our body, which we don't want. We don't want to store fat. Artificial sweeteners are obviously the same thing. Honestly, you guys, if you're going to have something sweet, I'd much rather you have the real thing as opposed to anything artificial, because that's just fake. We don't want fake things in our body, but we're going to eliminate those sugars. We want to eliminate processed foods. The foods that are packaged, they just contain a lot of preservatives and additives, and the less we ingest, the better off that we are. The other thing that we're going to eliminate for a while is dairy. Dairy always gets to be the flag for people like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Going to eliminate dairy? And the reason being is dairy is just really highly acidic. It causes bloating, gas, belly pains. People drink milk very often for the calcium. But there's actually very, very little calcium in today's milk. It's usually made up of sugar, hormones, antibiotics. Only 30% of calcium in milk can be absorbed into the body. So a really great alternative to that is almond milk. And almond milk actually has 2 times the calcium of milk and spinach. So you're just getting a fabulous source from almond milk. Almond milk or coconut milk is another great alternative for dairy. Another dairy substance that we want to be aware of and eliminate from our diets is whey. This is more focused on people who might be already doing some sort of protein source. Whey protein is a derivative of dairy, actually, and it's most common because it's the cheapest form available. So it's thought to help build muscle, but really, in fact, it's just incredibly inflammatory to our digestive systems, and it's highly acidic. Whey protein just is associated with a lot of things that are just not good for our body. What's wonderful is that our Arbonne protein is vegan protein. It's effective in building lean muscle and much healthier option for us. It has a complete amino acid profile, which includes 3 amino acids for muscle building. So replacing any whey protein that you have with Arbonne protein is just spot on. Another thing that we're going to eliminate for 30 days is gluten. And gluten is the sticky substance in our carbohydrates that causes things to stretch and rise. So wheat, barley, and rye are the most common grain sources that carry the gluten protein, and we just want to do that. We want to eliminate it. And again, not everybody has an intolerance or anything like that, but I will tell you, the wheat of today is very, very different from the wheat of years and years ago. I remember I actually do legitimately have a sensitivity to gluten, more than likely celiac disease, although I never finished my testing because I was already gluten-free. The doctor said, The solution is the same regardless. Don't ever eat it again. And I remember telling my grandparents that, and they were like, what do you mean? We have wheat bread all the time. And it's just very different than what my grandparents grew up on. And even just from not very long ago, it's modernized wheat now. And there's a book out there called Wheat Belly, and Wheat Belly actually says that 2 slices of wheat bread will spike your blood sugar higher than a Snickers bar. So, let alone just spiking your blood sugar. Again, gluten can just cause some belly issues. So for 30 days, we're going to cut it out of our system. Soy is the next thing that we're going to come out. And soy is not so obvious to most people. Most people think, oh, I don't ever sit down to a bowl of soy. But if you start turning around the packages of things that you eat, you will find that soy is in there. Soy is a very cheap, easy filler. So it's often put into things. It is 90% genetically modified. So we're putting, again, something in our body that is not natural. It's incredibly inflammatory to our digestive system again. And the biggest thing that soy does is it actually mimics estrogen in our system. So for men and for women both, this is just not a good thing. We don't want that. Men, it can cause man boobs, erectile dysfunction, decreased libido. They don't like hearing that. For women, it does the same thing, but PMS, and just a whole host of other things that we don't want in our system. So we want to cut out the soy. This last one here, most people want to punch me for, but we're going to eliminate coffee and alcohol. And again, it's not forever. It's mostly the coffee drinkers that don't like me to say that. But the reason that we're eliminating coffee is very acidic. And we want to get our body into a neutral alkaline state, because disease can't live in an alkaline environment. So we cut out the coffee. And most people find when they cut out the coffee, after it's out of their systems, they feel so much better than they did when they were not drinking, when they were drinking the coffee, you have more energy. And for alcohol, it's just, obviously it can be addictive, and also it just contains a lot of sugar and very often gluten. So again, for 30 days, you can do anything for 30 days, cut it out for 30 days. We'll decrease that toxic overload that happens to our liver. So we'll get rid of that. Again, like I mentioned, we're eliminating those acidic foods because they lead to inflammation. They create a whole host of things and make us more susceptible to disease and illness. Like I mentioned, disease cannot live in an alkaline environment. So that's what we want our body to be at. Eating an alkaline diet, and it just makes us, by eating that way, it's an anti-inflammatory diet, and that's what we want. Fruits and vegetables are very alkaline, so we eat as much as we can because they're just so good for us. Balancing that blood sugar is so, so important. The more stable that we're able to keep the blood sugar, the better off we are. The more insulin has to pump, the more it signals our body to hold on to the fat that it currently has. And we don't want that. We want it to be able to let go. So as long as our body isn't spiking and dropping and spiking and dropping, but staying nice and level, our body goes, oh, I don't need this anymore, and lets go of what we don't need. This is really interesting. A glass of orange juice and a bowl of cereal. If you have that in the morning for breakfast, you have maxed out the recommended sugar intake for the day. How many people, I know I did this for a long time. I would have a glass of orange juice and a bowl of cereal for breakfast, like not even thinking twice, thinking I was doing something good for myself. And just, oh my goodness, completely spiking my blood sugar and having it crash really, really hard. So again, those are the things that we're going to eliminate for those days. And we're going to put in some really, really good stuff. We're going to start replacing those things with our Arbonne protein. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what you're going to get those replacements with. So our Arbonne protein, is 20 grams of vegan protein. It's from yellow pea, brown rice, and cranberry. Those are our 3 major protein sources. And that is the most digestible and absorbable protein source out there. That combination right there. It has a complete amino acid profile. So it's really great for muscle building. I know my background is kind of in the athletic world, and I know sometimes women have a big concern of like, oh, I don't want to build muscle and get too bulky. Trust me, I promise you, you will not get bulky. Muscle is a good thing. We want it. We'll have 20 essential vitamins and minerals. I'm sorry, guys, if you could, don't mind, if you could mute yourself just so that we don't have the background noise for everybody else, that would be super helpful. Um, so like I was saying, well, the protein has 20 vitamins and minerals and 13 grams of complete carbohydrate, which keeps you feeling fuller longer. And I just will tell you, it tastes delicious. Again, like I mentioned, I have a background in athletics, and I was a college athlete, and we were on all different kinds of proteins, and I hated them all, and I thought they were disgusting. I more than likely was on soy and whey proteins all the time, and I hated the way they tasted. And I will tell you that this protein is amazing. It tastes so good. The vanilla tastes like frosting to me. You're also going to get our energy fizz sticks. These are absolutely delightful. Vitamin B, guarana, green tea. That's our natural caffeine source. So it just tastes really, really good. And you're going to get that natural alertness. You're not going to get a shaky, jittery feeling, but it actually helps increase your mental acuity. So I can attest to this with having two very, very little ones. I'm able to focus. I can't live without my fizz sticks. I love them. You're also going to get something that's called Digestion Plus. I call this the muffin top eraser. I can't tell you, if there was one thing out of this entire program that I had to keep forever and ever, amen, it would be Digestion Plus. It is 11 digestive enzymes, a prebiotic and a probiotic that just helps heal that intestinal tract. It's in our gut. Our immune system lives in our gut. So the healthier that we can keep our gut, the better it is. And I'm telling you, Digestion Plus, I was able to wean myself off of a very, very, very strong medication for acid reflux. And I was being treated for ulcers. I am no longer on any of that medication. And I can honestly attribute it to Digestion Plus. Even my doctor was like, well, I can't tell you to stop doing what you're doing because it's working. So Digestion Plus is awesome. You're going to get Fiber Boost, which is 12 grams of fiber. It's odorless, it's tasteless. You're going to add it to your protein shakes. You can add it really to anything that you want, but we're supposed to get about 25 to 35 grams of fiber a day. The average person gets about 4 grams of fiber, and fiber is so important for us, you guys. It scrubs our system. It flushes out all those toxins. So having that Fiber Boost is a really great thing. 12 grams, you're halfway there to your goal for the day. The 7-day body cleanse is also something that you're going to get. So through this entire program, you are going to eat amazing food. You're going to have amazing supplements with your protein shakes. The 7-day body cleanse, you're going to keep eating real food. I don't want anybody to ever think that they're going to be doing a liquid diet, because you're not. The 7-day body cleanse is a little liquid packet that you are going to add to 32 ounces of water, and you're going to drink it hopefully within about 5 hours. And this is just going to help detoxify, support the liver or the colon, the kidneys, the GI tract, all of that good stuff. And it's going to flush out all those extra toxins that we don't want. Just helping us boost past weight loss plateaus. And I know people can get really excited about that. So this stuff is wonderful. You're going to get a daily detox tea. In the Arbonne world, we make something called a tizzy. They're wonderful. So for you coffee drinkers out there, brew a cup of the detox tea, add a fizz sticks to it, and you're going to have that nice warm drink. I'll give you a little secret. In the summertime, I love, love, love making this iced. I used to be a big iced tea drinker. I go to the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru, get a giant iced tea with lemon. This, I make a giant detox tea and add a citrus fizz stick, and I am a happy, happy girl. So that's a fun little summertime drink to do. But the detox tea just helps support the liver and the kidneys, helping everything flush out. So that is everything that you are going to get in your Fit Kit when you sign to do this 30 Days to Healthy Living program. Whoever invited you to watch this or join us tonight, if it was me, if it was somebody else, they think very, very highly of you and want the best for you. So reach back out to them. You know, how can I get into this? What can I do? We're about to start another program. So ask your consultant, you know, show me the way, put me in. If I was that person, let's chat. I'm so excited. I've got a big group joining me for this next month, and I would love to add you to it. So cheers to an absolutely healthy life, you guys. I hope that you learned something tonight and are able to take things with you. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself. I am happy to answer anything that you have. I think I'm seeing a couple of questions in the chat. So if you want to type it or ask it, feel free. I am happy to answer. Valerie, did you have a quick question? Oh, yes. Oh, this is a great one. If you're nursing or pregnant, can you do the detox tea? Okay, great question. The 7-day body cleanse is a no when you're nursing or pregnant. I think that's one's for obvious reasons. The detox tea is not recommended. I will be honest with you. I did have some detox tea when I was nursing. I did not have detox tea while I was pregnant, but I would have a glass here and there. I would not have it every day. At most, maybe twice a week, I would have the detox tea. What I found, it's not recommended, and I would say if you're concerned at all, talk to your doctor about it. What's interesting is some of the ingredients that's in the detox tea is also in a lot of teas that are recommended to increase your milk supply. Milk thistle is an ingredient that's in our detox tea. That's also in a lot of teas that are to increase your milk supply. So that's my personal experience with it. No 7-day body cleanse. I would not do detox tea while I'm pregnant. I did not do detox tea while I was pregnant, but I did do it while I was nursing, just very, very sparingly. And I am just at the tail end of nursing my daughter, so I'm almost done. And I will have a class of detox tea here and there. So hopefully that answers your question. But definitely no 7-day body cleanse while you're pregnant or nursing. And the reason being is the 7-day body cleanse is strong. It's very powerful. It's able to pull out a lot of heavy metals and toxins. We don't want to put, when we're pregnant, we don't want to get anything, to our baby, keep it as clean as we possibly can. And then obviously when we detoxify, it comes through liquids, so it can go into our breast milk, and we don't want that to happen either. So we'll keep the 7-day body cleanse out of that for a while. So hopefully that answered your question, but it is absolutely a wonderful program to follow while you're pregnant or nursing. I really did everything while I was both. How often do you eat per day, and what is recommended that we have our last meal? That's a good question, Alicia. Oh, hi. I would say that for the most part, everybody's day is different, but if you can kind of shut off the eating by 7 o'clock in the evening, that's probably a good time to shut it down as far as consuming food. I know everybody's schedules are a little bit different, but 7 o'clock seems to be kind of a good cutoff time. You're eating regular meals, 3 meals a day, or just keeping up. I would say probably don't go any longer than 4 hours without eating. And if I really thought hard about it, from the time I have a shake to lunch, to a snack, to a meal, to probably having something after dinner or even after a workout, you're eating quite regularly. Again, that's really important to do so that you're keeping that blood sugar level nice and even. You don't want to have dips in your blood sugar and peaks in your blood sugar. You want to keep everything nice and even. So the more that you're eating, it's a good thing. Kristen, it's mama love. It's okay, girl. You take care of that, sweet Gia. You can be on in here and still be mama. That's good. So Alicia, I hope that answered your question. You're going to eat when you're hungry, but just make smart choices. You're having your shakes for breakfast, or at least that's when I have mine. I have a shake for breakfast. I might have a little snack, but very often I find between my shake and lunch, I'm not really all that hungry. My shake keeps me pretty sustained. Through the afternoon is when I'll usually have some snacks, some almond. The new protein snack bars are a phenomenal choice. I am addicted to the dark chocolate and sea salt. It's so yummy. Where do you get your recipe ideas? So these are a great thing. The Facebook group, the private Facebook group that your consultant will add you to is wonderful. We supply you with all sorts of meal plans and recipes. And what you'll see is that probably a week or two in, you're going to kind of start to see what you're supposed to stick to. And you'll find that Pinterest is a great resource for finding some good, clean meals. We always say that if you find one that is delicious, please share it with us, because everybody wants to know. The meal options and the meal suggestions that we give you in the Facebook group are delicious. They're very, very yummy. They're very family friendly too. I can tell you, like, young kids will even eat them. They're not boring. You're not just going to eat like a piece of grilled chicken and steamed broccoli and rice. It's a lot more than that. So you're having good good food. Sometimes I even had somebody say to me once, like, I feel like I'm eating too much. Is that possible? I mean, you want to be reasonable with your portions, but it's just good food. So that, that's really where you're going to get a lot of your recipes and things from, is from the Facebook group. I think there are a couple of Facebook groups out there that you can connect to that are kind of just recipe ideas. I think those come up throughout the Facebook group, probably like towards the end as you're moving into like your maintenance phase and things like that. So does anybody else have any questions? I'm so grateful that all of you could join. I'm glad that you were interested in some information. If there are any other questions, like I said, I'm happy to take them. But I'm thankful that you guys joined tonight and were able to hear a little bit about the program and asked really good questions. I'm available anytime if you are friends with me on Facebook or can connect with me that way. Feel free. I will happily answer any questions. But I will let you guys have your evening back. I hope you have enjoyed the information that you received, and have a good night. I will see everybody soon. Bye-bye.